I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that the algorithm didn't suggest this video for you. You specifically searched for it. It's okay. I've been there before. You've heard about solipsism and now you're scared to death. You question the existence of everything and everyone. You feel trapped in your mind with no way out. You're unsure whether to trust your senses because everyone and everything could be a mental projection. You feel like you're being tricked by your mind, but you also can't live apart from your senses, what you experience. So what do? You spend your days ruminating, researching, seeking reassurance, testing, checking, studying philosophy, seeking certainty. You're like the squirrel off of Ice Age chasing the acorn. Every time you grab it, it's taken away from you. And those compulsions might provide seconds of relief, but honestly, those few seconds are worth it considering the hell that you live through every single day. If you're like me, you spend every waking moment, every second of every day trapped in your head, ruminating, researching, fighting, and losing. You may even feel like giving up. Well, what is solipsism? Solipsism is a philosophical theory which posits that nothing can be known outside the mind itself. The external world and other minds cannot be known, and so they might not exist outside of your own head. What does that mean? Well, it means that everything that you experience may be a projection or a simulation of your mind. Because we cannot know the minds of others or what's going on outside of our own doors, it may all be a mental construction. Have you seen the movie Inception? Your subconscious may be creating people in your life who are not real. In fact, it may be creating everything that is not real. Scary. That brings us to simulation theory. The simulation theory is a hypothesis which proposes that everything that we experience in the world is a simulated reality. We're living in a computer simulation similar to the movie The Matrix or a video game like The Sims. We may all be coded constructs living within a fake digital world, which means that everything we experience may not be real. You may be living within a false reality. Have you seen the movie The Truman Show? Personally, I believe that The Truman Show is the greatest horror film ever made. The movie is simulation theory on steroids. It shows how a person can be trapped inside a false reality without knowing it. What's worse, everyone within the false reality may be working against you, trying to trick you into believing that everything is real and that there's no need to worry. Are you afraid yet? You're probably thinking, thanks a lot, dude. How do I get rid of these thoughts, obsessions, worries? How do I get them out of my head? How do I get back to feeling normal again? How do I live like I did before without being bombarded by these ideas? Well, here's the answer, and I want you to listen carefully. You must learn to accept the idea of living within a reality in which your greatest fear is a possibility. It is possible everything you experience is false. It may not be real. It is possible you're in a simulation and others may be working against you. It is possible your life may be meaningless and your existence pointless. I want you to recognize the possibility of these things being true, because your OCD hates possibility. It hates uncertainty. Your OCD wants you to give it undeniable, inscrutable, unassailable, insurmountable, unquestionable, perfect certainty. But that's the trick OCD plays within every theme. It demands certainty in an uncertain world. It demands to know whether you have AIDS or whether you love your partner or whether you turn the stove off, or whether you hit somebody with your car. It wants you to prove repeatedly that your fears are untrue. It holds you hostage until you can give it absolute perfect certainty. But absolute certainty is an illusion. We cannot be absolutely certain about anything. I'm not absolutely certain the roof won't cave in on my head right now. I'm not absolutely certain that I won't die of a heart attack before posting this video. I'm not certain that the world exists outside that window. It's possible these things may be true. But the possibility of something being true doesn't make it true. It may be possible that the roof will fall down on me, but I don't believe it's probable. I'm willing to take the risk of sitting underneath this roof given the structure of this building and the confidence that I have in its construction. The probability of something depends upon a variety of different factors. And as human beings, we use our senses to make these assumptions all the time. We live with confidence, not certainty. Now you may call it functional certainty or reasonable certainty, but really all that we have is confidence given what we know. The reason why these obsessions feel true is because they scare the crap out of you. When we encounter obsessions, our bodies go into a fight and flight mode. Adrenaline and cortisol races through our veins, and our bodies prepare for danger. And these bodily feelings make our obsessions feel more probable than they actually are. We misinterpret these feelings as validity for our obsessions. Our obsessions feel dangerous because we treat them as such when we resist. If you and I were forced to live with absolute certainty, we would get nothing done. We would not be able to get out of bed in the morning because we're human beings. We're finite. We are unable to determine the future or even correct the past. We cannot know anything for certain apart from confidence and faith. And that's what makes OCD so tricky. It is the doubting disorder. It will make you doubt everything. It is the greatest skeptic you will ever meet. And you will never out-argue OCD. It will prove you wrong time and time again. Once you think you've reached absolute certainty, you will quickly discover another what if, another hole in your theory. So you go back to the drawing board, resisting, ruminating, researching, seeking reassurance. You will not find relief doing these things. What you resist persists. Resistance is the fuel that keeps the OCD fire burning. So please stop researching philosophy, existentialism, solipsism, simulation theory. Stop seeking reassurance. Stop doing these things in order to prove these theories wrong. Every argument you find online will be insufficient and lazy, because there are no arguments which provide what OCD demands: absolute certainty. Acceptance is the only way out. You must face your fears in order for them to disappear. The only way out is through. Remember, you must accept the idea of living within a reality in which your greatest fear is a possibility. When you do this, you prove to your mind that these thoughts are not dangerous. You may become comfortable, once again, living within a world of possibility. Your mind might even stop sending those thoughts because they no longer hook you or captivate you. They may still come and go, but you welcome them. You welcome their possibility. Now, there's more that can be said, but I hope you find this helpful. I've lived with OCD for 23 years, and this theme has been the hardest for me. And I'm not fully recovered. Some days are still a struggle, but through therapy, ERP, ACT, and self-compassion, I'm doing much better. In fact, I've never been healthier. What made this theme especially hard for me was the lack of information on it online. And so I hope this video changes that in a small way. If you're struggling with these obsessions, I urge you to get the help you need. I urge you to pursue ERP therapy with a trained professional. And if you're unable to do that, I encourage you to do an ERP workbook. I'll include some resources in the video description below. I hope this helps. God bless.